It's March 1st, 2023, and this video is called Galanthus in the Grass. Now, Galanthus is the genus for the common name snowdrop. Now, there's a couple species of this in cultivated varieties, but this one right here is called Galanthus nivalis, and I think these are just awesome in the grass. One advantage is they bloom early. This is literally one of the first bulbs that first flowers that start the season off, the gardening season. I'm up in zone 5 around outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and since these are in the grass, they just pop up. They're pollinators for the bees are like flying to them on this warm sunny day, and also they've been blooming for about 2 weeks right now, and they'll bloom for about another 2 weeks. So you get about 4 weeks or a month out of this. And what's neat is once they're done blooming, when it's time to mow the grass, you just mow them and they're gone for the year. And over the years they'll multiply for you, and they just look outstanding. So I'm going to do a couple shots and show you some of the bigger clumps, but definitely I would recommend this. Start with a few bulbs and scatter them around the grass, and it just cheers you up and perks you up when you see these little guys in the spring, knowing that the gardening season has begun. Now, what I like about them is when the wind starts blowing, they just dance in the wind, and it's just a good pick-me-up flower. And like I said, they last for about a month, so you can't go wrong with it. It's not an expensive bulb. Start with a dozen of them, scatter them around the lawn, and you'll see they'll grow into clumps over the years. And your neighbors will be like, hey, what are those? And they're like, what are those? So it's Galanthus nivalis, and it's called a snowdrop because they look like little snowdrops. Now, it's warm right now, so they opened up, but when it gets cold in the evening, they're gonna fold down and it looks like a little snowdrop. Now this one you could see dancing in the wind. Now there's two of them. The ones in the forefront, those are the Galanthus nivalis, the species. Now the taller ones are either Sam Arnott or the species Elwesii, and they're pretty similar, so I don't know which ones they are. But you can go with the big ones or the little ones, or just mix them up. But definitely try it. I think you're gonna love it. Now I just recommend you just putting them in your beds also. You don't have to just put them in the grass. And they're pretty impressive. Now here's the big variety right in the grass. Maybe the chipmunks transplanted these, or the squirrel. Either way, in the grass or in the lawn, it's a pretty impressive little bulb. What do you think about that? That's a nice, impressive little patch. Now what about this one? This must be maybe a 20-year-old patch, but look, there's probably at least 100 bulbs in there. Can you imagine that just started for one bulb? And the clumps get bigger and bigger. And they're deer resistant, so you don't have to worry about these guys. Now there's probably over at least a dozen varieties with the species of the snowdrops, but this is my ultimate favorite one. It's called Flora Plena, which means double flower, but it's way more double. Check this out. There's just layers and upon layers of petals there. They still dance, but not as good as the other ones because it's so heavy. But how can you go wrong with that? So I was thinking about this the other day. Hey, we had a little blizzard over here, but the snow kind of melted. But it's obvious you can see why they called them snowdrops. But then I was thinking another cool name would be snowdrift, because literally it looks like there's just snow drifts all over the ground here because of how many snowdrops that are blooming. So it's going on over 4 weeks. The petals are kind of getting beat up, but this definitely is a hardy bulb, and I would highly recommend Galanthus nivalis and all varieties of it, snowdrops.